Hello, and welcome to the Kitty Cat Lane. My name is Lane, and today I'm going to draw some characters inspired by holiday treats. Some Christmas cuties, if you will. This won't necessarily be the treats personified, it will be more like using the treats as prompts for some simple character designs. So I thought I'd start off with something a little more straightforward to warm up on. A gingerbread man. I knew I was going to draw him all dressed up in a festive colored vest and tie, since a lot of gingerbread cookies have cute little ties. And I thought it would also give me a good way to add big buttons like the classic gumdrop buttons or iced buttons. At first, I was unsure if I'd be adding a suit jacket, but the more I thought about it, I just decided I would go for it. That way I could give it embroidered cuffs that resemble the little white icing squiggles that are often seen on gingerbread cookies. Once I was ready to color the art, I started with a nice warm brown tone that made me think of gingerbread for his skin. Hey! And I tried to keep the color palette nice and simple using red, white, and green for his outfit. I added that white icing embroidery to the vest, coat, cuffs, and shoes to give him a little pizzazz. I thought it might look cool if he had frosted tips and some simple white makeup to once again call back to the white icing on the cookies. Before I was done, I added color to the line art, and with that, I think he turned out pretty snazzy. But what do you think? Next up, I wanted to make a candy cane character. I started by making a tall, slender character. I thought about giving her a cane that was basically just an oversized candy cane, but I thought that that would be a little too on the nose, and I wanted the character to have a purpose for the cane. After all, the goal is to make a character inspired by the treats, not just to see how many times I can add a candy cane into the outfit or design. So, my next thought was perhaps she's visually impaired and has a white mobility cane to aid her. I took some time to stop and educate myself about the different mobility canes before going forward with my idea. In my research, I learned that in the US, a solid white mobility cane is often used by people who consider themselves completely blind or without usable vision. However, a white cane with red at the base is more commonly used by people who are visually impaired with low vision or legally blind with some usable vision. So that's what I ended up going with for our candy cane girl. Next, I thought it would be cute to give her some simple pigtail twists for her hair. I was thinking if I could get her hair to look red and white, it would really give off the candy cane look without outright having a candy cane. I also gave her some red, round, stylish sunglasses. I wish I tinted them a little bit more when I colored them. They're red, but it's kind of hard to tell. But I gave her a cute little top with a sweater vest and bow, and tucked the shirt into a long red and white skirt. For her hair color, I decided to give her naturally light hair that you can see the roots of and streaks throughout her dyed red hair. Of course, I colored the line art, and then I call it a day for the candy cane girl. Her design ended up a little too monochrome for my liking, and I think she would benefit from having at least one contrasting color to help make her pop a little bit more. But I still think she looks really cute. And I learned some things while designing her too, so that's a win for me. Lastly, I wanted to make a fruitcake inspired character. Because fruitcake is busy and has lots of nuts, berries, and fruits mixed in, I wanted her to have the wackiest design of the bunch. So I thought about those cardigans that have those giant pom-poms all over it, and I thought it would be really cool for this outfit because I could make the pom-poms the colors of the fruits in the cake. Then I thought about how some of those fruitcakes are basically just a big ring, and it made me think of those big ruffly collars that go all the way around the neck. So I started leaning into a bit of the clowncore aesthetic. I gave her a big puffy skirt that isn't quite a tutu, but kind of has that vibe, some polka dot tights, a jester hat, and some jester looking shoes. At this point, I was starting to think maybe it's a little too odd, but I decided to step out of my comfort zone and push through with this odd look. As I was coloring the character, I was having a hard time settling on the colors. I wanted to have some brown like the base of the cake, but it looked a little too plain and a little too dark. I wanted the red to be a little more maroon, and I wanted to make the colors just in general a little more muted, but I still wanted some pop to it. In the end, I did use some reddish browns in her cardigan and shoes, and although it's not what I usually draw, I think it still met my goal of making a fruitcake-inspired wacky character. Well, what do you all think? These aren't my favorite holiday treats, but they are some of the most iconic that came to my mind. Do you have any favorite holiday treats that you think would make a cool character prompt? Let me know down in the comments below, and thank you all so very much for taking a walk down the kitty cat lane with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and here's the secret kitty of the day. Bye!